Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Sunday, May the 21st. Race number 8 at Woodbine. We're going 1 mile and a 16th on the Tapeta surface. It's the Grade 3 Selene Stakes for 3-year-old fillies. And let's take a peek at this field. Yet another quality graded stakes race from the good folks at Woodbine. A full field of 3-year-old fillies. And not surprisingly, Mark Casse has several of the entrants, 3 to be exact.
And one of them in particular, I think, is the one most people are going to look toward. That's Enstone. We'll find out. You know, I've never been her biggest fan, but you have to acknowledge that she's a main contender in here.
Enstone, 5-2, morning line favorite. Patrick Husbands aboard for Mark Casse, is clicking at about 35% at the current Woodbine meeting. And Enstone got her season started on the right foot with a nice victory in the Fury Stakes, going 7 furlongs last time out. Here's my opinion. While she won her maiden last time out around 2 turns, I'm not convinced, even with this pedigree, that she's kind of a 2-turn filly. I kind of like her better at that 7 furlong distance.
I would agree with that. I also thought she had a candy trip the entire way, as opposed to some of the other runners that exit the Fury. She had the best of it in there. The interesting thing now is going to be to see where she's positioned throughout the course of the running, because you know, she broke that maiden 3 starts back, gate-to-wire fashion, going 2 turns. The most recent start, she at least pressed the pace. I don't think there's a ton of early speed in this race, and I wonder if Patrick Husbands is just going to send her.
Well, we're going to get to the pace projector in a minute, but I first want to look at a formulator fact, a positive one for Casse, regarding Enstone as well as the number 5 Super Duper Sky. Over the past 4 years, with 3-year-old last-out winners making their second start off the layoff on synthetic, very good numbers, 25%, a $2.87 return on investment. Now we'll move to the Timeform U.S. pace projector, because the big question is, where will Enstone be placed? Good news if you're an Enstone fan, if you believe this pace projector is going to pan out, because she'll be on the lead, a nice easy when it appears.
And you would assume that that's going to be her best chance of getting the distance. I understand, like you said, I agree with you. I'm not sure that 2 turns is really what she's going to want to do. But if she's ever going to get it, it's going to be on a loose lead like that at a rated pace. Super
Duper Sky is being fairly aggressively handled here by Casse. She made her Woodbine seasonal debut on April the 22nd in a 5.5 furlong race. And I thought she ran pretty well. She had to angle out and force her way out an upper stretch and then wore down the leader to win going away. But this is a big stretch out, 3 furlongs.
It is, and I have to be honest, you know, her last run as a 2-year-old was her first time going 2 turns, and she actually hit the front before getting a little bit tired at the end. I do wonder about distance with her as well.
Remember to head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download free Formulator past performances for the Grade 3 Selene Stakes and handicap along with us. Maiden down towards the inside, but not your ordinary maiden.
No.
The number 1 Sister Nation is 1-2, 3 times stakes placed already, and draws a nice inside post for her first foray around 2 turns.
Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe that's what's going to have the light bulb kind of kick on for her, is going 2 turns. She's an honest sort. I don't think she's a superstar, but I wouldn't knock her.
She finished ahead of a next-out winner in a fast one. Will She came back sprinting to earn an 86 Beyer speed figure in an optional claiming event. The number 2 Grizzle really took to the Tapeta surface, shipping up to Woodbine, showing good tactical speed in behind the leader, drawing away nicely, career best Beyer speed figure of 80. My one concern is this is a 12-time sauter. I wonder how much improvement can we expect. Was that last race indicative of her very best?
It might be. You know, the only good thing, if you are a fan of this horse, that might be good enough to win in here, unless some of these other girls take a step forward. The other thing that is sort of nice about Grizzle is if you believe Enstone goes to the front and she can't see out the distance, you know that Grizzle can, and she'll probably be parked just off her.
You know, I'm a big fan of the number 3 Cinderella. I think this horse has something. I liked her performance at this distance in the South Ocean Stakes, a race she won last year. I did not like the trips she got in either the Princess Elizabeth or the Ontario Lassie, and maybe you could make the argument last time out in the Fury, a race without much pace, she was prepping, and now she stretches out.
Yeah, if you think a 2 turns is going to be beneficial for her, the big concern with a horse like this is she going to get the pace that she needs to run.
It's a big question because she does not have a lot of early speed. A positive formulator fact for the number 4, the Versatile Financial Recovery. Catherine Day Phillips, over the past 4 years, with 3-year-old synthetic performers making their second start off the bench, very good numbers, 42%, a 313 ROI. This one was up against it from a race flow standpoint last last time out, and I think this distance is what she wants, 10-1.
I think you can make basically the same argument you just did for Cinderella, that, you know what, you didn't get the pace that you needed, and now getting back out to 2 turns, that was kind of a means to an end, although it was a stakes race. I won't argue with anyone that says she's slow on paper right now, but I agree. I think added distance is her friend.
But faster than Cinderella, and
yes,
you can make the same angles there. The 6 is Ghostly Presence, and this is a horse that can be forward. She was up close in that Endstone Fury, that slow-paced Fury, but it was her first start back, and I kind of like her stretching out. She won the Princess Elizabeth last year with a similar kind of trip that I think she's going to get here, and the Timeform U.S. Pace Projector agrees.
And, I mean, look who she ran down. She ran down Endstone. So, you know, it wouldn't be a stunner at all if this horse, again, getting back out to 2 turns, move forward.
Silhouette, the number 8, goes out for Josie Carroll. This filly has a really strong pedigree, and she looked good in her Woodbine seasonal debut on April the 23rd. She went 7 furlongs in 123.25. Older non-winners of one other than fillies and mares went the same distance in 23.94. It was a fast race. She was 4 wide throughout. I liked the way she finished it off. I think with this pedigree, she should be able to stretch.
You wonder if the blinkers going on is really what kind of made everything snap for her. The other thing, too, to keep in mind, go back and watch and formulate the replay. Okay, she looked good during the running. She galloped out by a mile, so I think it's an interesting spot. I think the additional distance only works for her. And I would assume with the stretch out, she's not going to be far off the pace either.
Intriguing New York-bred entrant shipping north for trainer Bill Mott is the number 9 Addictive, who sold for $825,000 at public auction. This horse has raced twice on the turf. Here's a Bill Mott formulator fact to keep in mind, however. Over the past 4 years with 3-year-olds, moving turf to synthetic, 30% to 310 ROI. I think he did this with Dubai Sky when that horse won the Spiral a couple of years ago. Not sure where Addictive is just yet, but the fact that Mott is here, I think, is a very good sign.
Dubai Sky, just kind of a fun tie-in. I believe a full brother to Twirling Candy.
I think so.
Twirling Candy is the sire of this filly here. It is interesting. You've got a nice positive formulator fact. The concern for many of these horses, she fits the same bill. Are you going to get the pace that you need to run at coming from the back?
Gale Force, look at this pedigree. I mean, Sealy Hill was just a sensational racehorse. Gale Force is just built for this distance, and I like the fact that she came up here, she ran at 1 mile and a 16th off the layoff. Grizzle got the jump on her. She ran okay. This is a tough outside post position to overcome, but this filly has a lot of potential.
They've handled her like she was a good thing from day one. When you debut in a graded stakes race, that to me is a positive, and not only do you debut, but you win it. I think she is a very, very likely contender in here.
Let's take a look at our top selections for Sunday's formulator race of the day, the Grade 3 Selene Stakes. You like Financial Recovery, 10-1 on the morning line. We talked about several of the angles. She should be closer to the pace this time.
I would hope. I don't want to be trying to come from dead last. And again, she's a little bit slow, but she's almost paired up buyers. She's paired up Timeform U.S. ratings, and I do think getting back out to 2 turns helps her cause.
Again, 10-1. Give us numbers.
4, 7, 8, and 2.
I'm going to go with the 8 Silhouette. Like Matt mentioned, really strong gallop out in that maiden race at 7 furlongs. She has a pedigree, certainly, to stretch out. I think she can track Endstone in the second flight while racing in the clear. Hopefully we get this 8-1 on the morning line. I'm going to go 8, 5, 10, and 7 in our formulator race of the day. And if you happen to be betting the Woodbine Sunday card from home, DRF Bets invites you to be a VIP for a week. Head on over to drfbets.com/VIP, sign up to DRF Bets, access $300 bonus, and lots more. Approximate post time for the Selene, 4:55 Eastern on Sunday afternoon. Good luck.